Warhammer 40k Boltgun, the canon sequel to Space Marine, which I've never played by the way. I know nothing about Warhammer anyway, so let's see if it's actually fun and great for outsiders of the franchise, or if it's just a game that isn't that enjoyable, not due to the mechanics, but because of people not understanding the lore. From what I know and heard about Warhammer 40k, which isn't a lot, feel free to explain a few things down in the comments. I'm actually interested in this franchise. You fight heretics, and that's pretty much all you need to know from what I heard and what I think. I tried to understand the lore a bit, but it's way too complicated and grand for me to just delve into in this video. Yeah, let's talk about actual gameplay here and how the game feels and handles, because that's what we care about here, instead of the lore and the story. Also because here we think that gameplay is something more important than having a perfect story. Now, the game has an early Doom vibe from the style and the gameplay to me, and I actually kind of enjoy it. Though the movement felt slidey, like it was just constantly on ice. And same with the aim. I mean, I am playing on PS4, but then again, sometimes you have aim assist, and sometimes you don't get any aim assist at all. And it just creates this weird fusion of having good aim and having awful aim, which doesn't really help, because it just feels like you're playing it and aiming with boxing gloves. Though my aim often sucks in shooters anyway, so I do not wish to make this whole point about controls being awful, simply because it could just be my shitty aim. But then again, it's actually kind of fun, as I said. Slicing with the saw, shooting with bolters in that pixelated style. My god, I feel powerful like I'm a T-800, which is glorious. And you unlock weapons as you play. You only start with the saw that I mentioned before, then you unlock a bolter, a shotgun, a plasma gun, and a heavy bolter. The bolter is basically used like an AR. The shotgun is well self-explanatory. It's a shotgun with a very weird spread in my opinion, because you shoot in a circle that spreads out from what it feels like. So you always have to basically be very, very close to an enemy. So it's only good if you get swarmed. And then the plasma gun basically is an RPG. It shoots one big bolt that explodes and it hits something, no matter if that be enemies or the environment. So it's good if you have like a big cluster of enemies that you want to get rid of. So you just shoot it in the middle and then boom. And the heavy bolter is basically just your minigun or LMG, which is actually really useful. And overall, the game is a mindless shooter for mindless fun, which is actually great if you want games like this. But that's all it really is, and it's all that it feels like. It is more gameplay and story, which I do enjoy, but I would love some more story elements, because you just get a short cutscene at the start, then it's just nothingness from there, which is, at least to me, annoying as someone who wants to experience more of Warhammer 40k story. So yeah, I would love some more story elements, like saying, why do I specifically need to go there? Because I haven't played Space Marine, and the game just assumes that you have. But the boss enemies, I don't know how to feel about them in all honesty. They're not that hard and somehow fun, but the only real gimmick that they seem to have is spawning more enemies, which, well, yeah, it provides a challenge, but that's basically it. I mean, what else would you really do in a game like that? I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is saying, okay, now the boss enters the second phase where you sometimes have to just hit him with the big chainsaw that you wield, so that in the end, that's the only way you can be able to damage him again. So I've seen other games do this. I mean, overall, the game is fun, but only if you don't really know what else to play, and especially in the way that it's an arcade shooter. I mean, yes, it's fun, but only for so long. I've literally gotten bored halfway through my recording session, which has led to me just making more and more mistakes in the gameplay, which are not forgiven. And I'm sorry to say this, it's definitely still a great game, but I'm not that big of a fan. If you made it to the end of the video here, I think you should subscribe. It can't have been that awful, right? Though, check out my other reviews too. Sayonara and ciao, Kuro.